Namaste to all ladies and gentlemen. Welcome you all for Data Science Architect Program Learners Meet. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Shreyanka, working as Senior IT Recruiter in HR Department. So thank you for taking the time to join us today. We are very pleased to welcome those of you that have been with us for a long time now, as well as those who are new to our organization, GeekLearn. Thank you so much for coming. Coming to the agenda of the meeting, this event is to provide a unique opportunity for our current learners to meet our learning consultant, finance and operations team, and distinguished trainers, industry experts and placement team to discuss the learning journey you will undertake with this program. We wish to provide you with a clear understanding of our goals and vision, which will help you in your journey into the data science world and build a successful career. Now I request our founder and CEO, Sir Kamalapuram Srinivas Kalyan, Sir, to grace the event with your presence on the dais. I request Abhishek Das, Sir, VP Sales, to greet CEO, Sir. Welcome you, sir. Now I welcome Ms. Matangi Sri Ramachandran, who is our chief guest, the Senior Director Data Science working with CRADE. Welcome you, madam. I request Mr. Murthy Advi, sir, who is Principal Data Science, sir, to come up on the dais. Now, Mr. Advait, who is our data science trainer, please come up on the dais. Welcome you, sir. I would like to welcome Mr. Tejasvi, who is data science trainer, to come up on the dais. Now we shall start this occasion by praying Lord Ganesha for his blessings, and I request Mr. Mithun to join us upon the stage for the same. And I request everybody to stand up for this. And all our dignitaries to light the lamp and enlighten the gathering.
त्रिजगवन्दितनाद ದೇವದೇವನೇ ಶರಣು ತ್ರಿಜಗವಂದಿತನಾದ ದೇವದೇವನೇ ಶರಣು ಸುಜನರಿಗೆ ವಿಘ್ನವನು ಪರಿಹರಿಸೆ ಶರಣು ಗಜಮುಖನೇ ಸಿದ್ಧಿದಾಯಕನೆ ವಂದಿಪೆ ಶರಣು ಶರಣು ಸಿದ್ಧಿದಾಯಕನೆ ನಿನ್ನ ಹೊದ್ದಿ ಮೆರೆವೆನು ನಾನು ಅಬ್ಧಿಶಯನನ ಮಹಿಮೆ ಶಬ್ದದಲ್ಲಿ ಪೇಳ್ವ ಸಿದ್ಧಿದಾಯಕನೆ ನಿನ್ನ ಹೊದ್ದಿ ಮೆರೆವೆನು ನಾನು ಅಬ್ಧಿಶಯನನ ಮಹಿಮೆ ಶಬ್ದದಲ್ಲಿ ಪೇಳ್ವ ಶುದ್ಧಮತಿಯನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಉದ್ಧರಿಸಬೇಕೆಂದು ಶುದ್ಧಮತಿಯನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಉದ್ಧರಿಸಬೇಕೆಂದು ಮಧ್ವವಲ್ಲಭವೇಣು ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅತಿ ಪ್ರಿಯನು ನೀನು ಗಜಮುಖನೆ ಸಿದ್ಧಿದಾಯಕನೆ ವಂದಿಪೆ ತ್ರಿಜಗವಂದಿತನಾದ ದೇವದೇವನೇ ಶರಣು ತ್ರಿಜಗವಂದಿತನಾದ ದೇವದೇವನೇ ಶರಣು ಸುಜನರಿಗೆ ವಿಘ್ನವನು ಪರಿಹರಿಪೆ ಶರಣು ಗಜಮುಖನೆ ಸಿದ್ಧಿದಾಯಕನೆ ವಂದಿಪೆ 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 ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Thank you, Matan. Now I request all our dignitaries to light the lamp and enlighten the gathering. Now I request all the dignitaries to take over your seats. Thank you, sir. To take the tables? Okay. So now I request our CEO, sir, to address the gathering regarding our data science architect program. Thank you, sir.
very good morning to everyone. I'm not getting any strength. I need more voice. Thank you. So this is the power of our students. Yeah. So thank you so much. First of all, I need to be very thankful for my beloved students. In spite of very long distances, in spite of weather conditions, in spite of many other reasons, coming to Geekland, Bengaluru, and making this function as a very grandful success. And I humbly thanks to our chief guest, Matangi, who is working as a director of Data Science Department, CRED, Bengaluru, to accept our invitation on a very, a sudden manner. Even we couldn't give her time to think also, but it shows her, down to earth nature to accept the invitation of us and coming to this great event and making it a successful. Thank you, madam. We are very, on behalf of our students and complete employees and myself, it's our gratitude to you today. So thankful for you. Thank you so much to attend. So actually today is Sunday, so where she wants to spend with family, but in spite of that, she came and, for everyone she came and, provided us opportunity to talk something about, regarding data science, how that creates opportunities and all. Thank you so much, madam, so for invitation. And even I thankful for Kavita and Mumtaz, so who are working as a head of the departments for director of corporate relations and placements in Ramaya University. So to swiftly accept my invitation and occupy as a guest, for this for this function. Thank you so much, madam. So we are waiting for Mumtaz. She is on the way. So both are working as a director of placements for Ramaya University. Ramaya University is one of the reputed universities, top universities in Bengaluru, Karnataka. So having well-reputed brand throughout the world. And I am very thankful for Murthy. So Murthy is one of our very old, I can say, a data science consultant who has been working for Dell EMC Square for a long time. So, I did not tell more about Murthy. You know more about Murthy as your guru. So, he's one of the best data scientists with us who has been maintaining a very good relations and with the students especially. So, and many of his students has got placed in many MNCs. So, the credit goes completely to Murthy. And recently Murthy has joined as a full-time employee for Geekland. Okay, so, and we are so proud of our team. People coming from Dell EMC Square coming to join Geekland. It's not so easy. Okay, so we are very thankful for Murthy. So thank you Murthy. So for your invitation. Wish you all the best and successful career in Geekland. So and I'm very thankful to our Advait. So Advait is I can say is the first trainer for our Geekland, so with a brand name of Genpad. So he was working as a data scientist in Genpad. So many old students, many of your alumni. Okay, so may I know who are the students of Advait here? Please stand up. Minister, please stand up. So you can see the students of Advait. Many hundreds of students he has trained. Please sit down. So hundreds of students he has trained. So he's the first trainer of the Geekland. In fact, I am seeing. This is we are all into, edutech platform, the two online education system nowadays, okay. So nowadays you would have seen many online education systems, there is no physical interaction with the student, we don't know your face, you don't know about us, okay. So, and lot of queries are unanswered, okay. And, to avoid all these misconceptions, so we in the Geekland, even though we are online edutech industry, we strongly decided to interact with our students physically, which give them opportunity to come to Geekland physically and talk to the trainers, talk to the industry experts, talk to the HR executives, okay, talk to the management for any kind of queries, which boost their enthusiasm, which boost their trust. If they have any queries, they can clarify. This is the main intention for conducting this inauguration function, okay. So, and I'm very thankful for Advait to accept our invitation. He's from Hyderabad, so he traveled from very far place. So thank you so much, Advait sir, so to accept our invitation and come out of the dais. So, and I want to introduce our Tejashwi. Tejashwi is also one of the oldest trainers of Geeklearn, very humble data scientist. I can say he's the best in machine learning, okay, and never he sits simply, and moreover he is a data scientist from Motorola. So, and I can proudly say everyone, most of the, you are seeing only few trainers here. We have hundreds of data scientists working with Geeklearn, with n number of MNC companies, okay, serving like you students. Because of their, due to some reasons they couldn't attend the Geeklearn, they are on live now. So Tejashwi is from Motorola, so he has been serving for Geeklearn from long time. And he was doing tremendous work, and his students got placed in a number of MNCs. Thank you, Tejashwi, for your contribution. And he's also very keen interest in doing the research projects, and never he sits simply. Most of the, Geeklearn is completely different from different organizations, where we involve the students into real-time projects, okay, which is not available anywhere, okay. So basically the intention of this is to make you equipped with the real-time industry knowledge, so rather than bookish or something Google or some other things. So where our trainers, without them it is impossible to run the organization. Thank you so much, Tejashwi. And I want to introduce Suman, so who is a very, I want to show your face to our students. So I think many students are his students. So Sumant, please. So Sumant is our data scientist. So recently he got selected for NASA project. So I directly requested Sumant, please take Geeklearn to the NASA. Okay. So but Sumant is telling NASA itself came to Geeklearn, sir. So why you are worrying? So we have our people, we have our team, throughout the world, okay, in the repeated organizations, who can take the organization to the next levels. So more than this, what we need. So I'm very thankful to all dignitaries here, okay, and I'm very thankful to our students, without you, without our team, Geeklearn is no more, So Geeklearn is only a boat. So we are all entrepreneurs, we are like boat, okay. So where we have given to you to sail the boat and take it to the right direction, okay. So myself cannot, sow the boat and row the boat from thousands of kilometers and take to the destination. It's impossible. It's all collection of team members where we need to work together, and ultimately our vision is to satisfy the client. Who are our clients? Students are our client. And coming to Geeklearn, so it is a 3 years old established organization, established with the vision of the only motivation is to serve the student. Okay, so basically I am from both academic and industry background. I was working for IBM, now IBM is a partner for me. Okay, so we are proudly, I can say, Geeklearn is a silver business partner of IBM, where IBM will closely work with Geeklearn for any curriculum activities or syllabus activities or any technical activities. And we got a permission from IBM to completely market throughout the world. So we are very proud of, and this completely credit goes to our HR team, HR consulting team, Mr. Sudhakar, who is a key instrument to getting n number of MOUs, not only IBM. He was a key instrument to get, KPMG. He was a key instrument to get Accenture. Now Geeklearn is in the form of Geeklearn HR Consulting Services, which is our sister concern organization. We have tied up with almost 100 MNC companies as our clients, including Collabra. Okay, so we are doing well in the IT space, where Geeklearn has been recognized by a number of MNCs to provide the services for not only our students but outside students also. So we are into consulting. Not only we place our Geeklearn students, we give equal opportunities to the outside students also, or outside employee staff, to show the opportunities not only in data science but in n number of technology verticals. Thank you, Sudhakar. So I want to introduce Sudhakar Piredi. Sudhakar? Not there? Okay. So he went outside. So thank you so much, and I thank, and day and night, a team will be calling you, they will be following up you, they'll be counseling you, okay. So you have your own program managers, okay. So we have around 100 plus program managers who are working day and night to counsel you, to make, they are working as ambassadors of Geeklearn, selling the product, okay. So making you to understand what is the advantages of the program in the Geeklearn, how you can take your career in a better shape as a data scientist. The all credit goes to Mr. Abhishek and team. So Mr. Abhishek, please, So Mr. Abhishek is working as a VP Sales, Geek Analytic Industry. So his team, is taking complete responsibility to motivate you at to introduce you, to admit you to the Geeklearn. Okay, so these are the first guys which will help you to get connected to the Geeklearn. Okay, so then the process starts. Okay, thank you so much, Abhishek, for your and thank you, and I'm very thankful for each and every department. So previously, Geeklearn we started with 3 employees. Okay, so what made us to become big? So I'll tell you only one thing. The main ingredient for any organization is a proper business model which will solve a problem of a client. So what is the problem of a client in analytic industry? You are a client. Okay. So in India, we have every student is having n number of problems to upskill themselves. One is finance. Yes or no? I'm not getting energy. Yes. So finance is an industry. We are only the industry which provides financial free model for every student. Okay. In order to avoid any kind of disturbance regarding the finance, my student should not feel any kind of discomfort in the finance when they are studying. This is the only motivation we have, especially myself as a founder, okay, our teacher, whatever you call as industry expert. My students should not have any financial burdens when they are studying, so that they can focus on the studies perfectly. They can attend the classes, they can attend the sessions, they can see themselves as a data scientist, and why can't they get an interview once we provide hundreds of job openings. Nowadays, you see, every day our students are getting, now we have around thousands of students. In that, 100 students are eligible for the placements. Everyone, they are getting around 2 to 3 interview schedules, okay, from Geeklearn. Okay, so who are able to attend, and again I will tell you, there is no other shortcut to get a job for you. Only one thing, you must attend the interviews, you must attend the classes, be regular, punctual for the classes, attend the trainers. Okay, so solve the assignments, get interaction with the trainers. So and attend n number of companies, then only you will be getting a job. Okay, there is no other shortcut apart from this. But here Geeklearn plays a very important role. Till you get a job, we will be there for you to assist as scholarships. Every student will be getting a scholarships. Till now, Geeklearn has successfully disbursed around 2 crore of funding only for the scholarships, okay, to help the student community to achieve their dream jobs. So I am very thankful for our financial partners. I'm very thankful for our complete departments who are working as a backbone for us to help this business model as successful. So we are successful because we mainly focus on the student problems, which is one is finance, second is quality in education, where you talk about Murthy, you talk about Advait, or n number of data scientists. They are all not from ordinary institutions or ordinary companies. They are all from IIT Madras or different brands. Okay, so and who are capable of investing time, who are capable of training the students to the next level. So we provide the highest quality for our students in order to build their skills in a better way. So we provide a quality education, quality training in the data science. Okay, don't think that we are giving a free training or scholarship something. We give less quality. It's a completely quality training education what we are promising for you. Okay, now what kind of education we give? So which is available in YouTube or our books? No. Whatever we are importing, we are providing the training, it is completely acceptable by the industry. First of all, IBM, it is completely trained by the syllabus is formed with the IBM experts and along with the panel members, and it is acceptable by the industry as per the JD requirements. Every day, our HR consulting, they will be working, assessing on the different job descriptions based on that which technology should be used for the industry, which should not be used. We'll scrutinize every month. We'll revise the syllabus, and we'll be updating the syllabus, and we'll be teaching you up to the syllabus. Okay, so this is where you stand with different with others, and mostly after the completion of training, our thought process is directly we want to expose you as a real-time data scientist. Okay, by giving you a client directly to the real-time client, so that what happens, you will be something different from others. Okay, suppose if you start putting the project where everyone is putting and go to the interview, it's very difficult to crack the interviews nowadays. Okay, there is no difference between you and other guy who is coming. There is a huge competition outside. So what research projects you did? What is your GitHub? What is your research contribution? How many papers you have published? N number of interviews they'll be asking. There is a lot of expectations from the industries from you. So whether we are meeting the expectations. So these parameters will be focusing in the Geeklearn, and everyone, trainers, HR consulting, they will be investing their time on you to spend lot of money, lot of inputs. The only vision is to make you a successful data scientist. Okay. Now till now 3 years we are only the data scientists doing well in the data science fields. In future we are getting into different technologies also. So apart from Geeklearn EdTech services, we are into HR consulting services recently established. We are heading by Mr. Sudhakar. So VP Sales Sudhakar. So he's Mr. Sudhakar, VP HR consulting services, successfully brought n number of MOUs for the Geeklearn organization. So when you open the Geeklearn, you would have seen HR consulting, you would have seen the agreements what he has written. There is no bar for that. Okay, that much capable person we have. So basically he's from Indian Institute of Management, Udaipur. Okay, so and we are very proud that most of our employees are from IIMs and IITs. Okay, so who are serving the nation in many ways. So apart from HR consulting services, we have a separate software development center called recently established Geeklearn AI Software Development Center. The vision of Geeklearn AI Software Solutions Private Limited to provide a number of solutions, AI-based solutions to the industries. Okay, so we are working a lot. Okay, so where we have a team, all our data scientists, and we have an AI team. Okay, please, can you please stand up, AI team? AI team, okay. Pritam, AI team, many people are there, okay. So we have a separate AI team for that, along with a number of dignitaries, okay, who are working on a number of projects. And recently, we are very proud that we have established our office, our flag in Singapore, Asia Pacific, which is one of the most developed countries in Asia Pacific. Okay, so successfully we have been incorporated in Singapore as Geeklearn EdTech Services Singapore, and successfully we have completed training around 50 students, Singapore citizens, where they are very happy with our services. We conducted a number of boot camps, workshops in collaboration with IBM. So we are getting tremendous response from the students of Singapore, and we are going to get one MOU with NTU. Okay, NTU is one of the topmost universities. You know about Singapore universities. It can be NUS or NTUs. Okay, these are topmost universities in the Asia Pacific. Okay, after IITs. So we are going to get research collaboration with them. So why we are doing all those things? Okay, to serve our Indian students better, to get the technology what they have. What the technology they have, it's 10 years better than India now. Okay, so now you'll be working on those technologies. Okay, and recently we bagged up with one real-time client from Netherlands. Okay, so we got a client from Netherlands, okay, who are ready to invest on our students, and they need our students to work on their projects, okay, as a data scientist. So you will get an opportunity directly to work with foreign clients where you start from scratch. So what is a high-level document? What is a low-level document? How to interact with the client? So it's not simply like studying the classes day to day, or attending online classes, doing assignments, okay, and preparing your resume and going to the interviews. In the interview, if you go to the interview, which client you have handled, you need to behave yourself as a data scientist. Okay, so that is very important and made us to interact you with the direct clients. So Geeklearn is the only company where you will get an interaction with the direct clients, where you can start working as a data science research associate. Okay, you may ask me, sir, I am from industry background, I cannot work as a dual employment, but this is completely into academics. Okay, so we take you as a data science research associate in those projects. We'll make you to integrate with the real-time data scientists there. We'll ask you to work, okay, we'll ask you to face challenges, how you actually face the challenges in the real-time world, so that you will be very comfortable when you get a job outside as a data scientist. Okay, this is our motivation. And even they give one project experience certificate also, which is valid very high. And apart from that, we are going to get an MOU with n number of foreign companies, which are very confidential, what we cannot disclose with you. So where they have a number of projects starting from space or starting from agriculture or medical, where they need a lot of investments. Okay, so talks are going on. So Geeklearn is growing day by day. Okay, only in data science and AI analytics, and we are doing wonders. Okay, all because of one thing, because of our students. We want to take them to the next level. Okay, we want to provide the best in the industry, and everyone is working for our students. And I am very thankful for our students to give these opportunities, to make this business model very strong. And I request only one thing: please do work, please attend the classes. Please be loyal to yourself, Okay, so and take it as serious and get your dream fulfilled. So then we'll be the most happiest person in the world. Thank you so much. So I don't want to take most of the time. So I'm very happy to invite Mumtaz, so head of the department for MS Ramaya University, for the placements. Thank you, madam. Thank you so much for the invitation. Yeah. So much. So with this I remain. Okay. So thank you so much for giving this opportunity, and I'm so happy to see you. I got an opportunity to meet you physically. So most of the students, they were talking to me. I have seen online, sir. Now I'm seeing physically. I thank you very much. Okay, I'm down to your feet. Okay, so whatever the issues you have, this session is exclusively meant for you. Okay, you are our clients now. Okay, whatever the questions you have, please, you can interact with the team of experts. You can come out with your feelings and all. You can get the things done. Okay, thank you so much. With this, I remain. Thank you.
Thank you for your valuable speech, sir. Now I would like to call upon the stage Mr. Murthy Advi, sir, who is our principal data scientist, who holds an MBA with vast experience in reporting, analytics, people management, and marketing research. I request you to address the gathering, sir.
All right, so just a little bit of a disclaimer. I wasn't quite prepared for it. It just happened a couple of days back. But yeah, I would still like to speak to you about what I do here at GeekLearn, okay? What your expectations could be. I want to clarify some of those things. I would like to also address some of the things that we are expecting from you in order to have a bright future, okay? So let's just have a heart-to-heart today. So let me just introduce myself. My name is Murthy. I have about 16 years of experience. I started sometime 2005, 2006. Guess what? I actually wanted to be in advertising. In fact, I actually made it to the team which made the Fevicol ads. Remember in Ogilvy? I actually did an internship with them. I worked with them. I thought I was going to be in advertising. I wanted to be a copywriter. I wanted to be in the glamorous field of advertising and all of that. But just guess what happened? After that, I finished my MBA by IIT Madras. I joined Genpact. I still was in the marketing research sector. What does that mean? I was working with tons and tons of consumer data. I had my major in consumer behavior. So I was in Genpact. I was actually in a team called Primary Research. We were doling out surveys. We were getting tons of consumer information, commercial information, lots of data, and just so turns out that Genpact, with its very, very strong statistical training background, it trains you, for your career. 3-4 years with Genpact, it actually creates you very strong in that field. Okay. Turns out, I started enjoying data analysis. I started enjoying reporting. I started enjoying visualization, data visualization, how to really mine data and kind of get insights from it. I was able to make really good presentations, and it kind of triggered something in me. I started doing statistical modeling. I continued on that journey until I was in a position about 2015 when I actually started teaching data science. And that triggered something else, I had no idea that I would be, if 15 years back somebody told me that you would be one of the data scientists, your career would be about teaching data science and helping people get through data science, I would have just laughed it out. I said I wanted to go into advertising, I wanted to get into the glamour media field. No, it doesn't happen that way. Careers are not something that you are ever prepared for. Careers happen over very long periods of time. Okay? They are a sum total of all of the decisions you make. Okay? They are sum total of all of the mistakes you make, the right choices you make, the kind of people you interact with, the kind of value you have delivered to your organizations, to to your friends, your colleagues, all of that matters. Okay? Even to this day, I can call up people from my previous companies and ask them for a favor, and they are willing to do this because that is the relationship that I have developed with them. Okay? So, one of the things that I do, I'm a trainer here at Geeklearn, and I have trained several students. I have sent out at least 8 batches till now. I started with a rocky start, but then we started building up really quality content. As on today, we have examples on practically every algorithm that is available out there. We have exercise questions, every statistical technique, every algorithm, deep learning, deep reinforcement learning, natural language processing, doesn't matter. We have examples for that. We have exhaustive talks about those things, and we prepare students to get prepared for interviews. But the one thing I always tell my students is, all you're preparing for is a simple job interview right now. Your process over the next 2 years is about getting prepared for a job interview. That is not going to define your career. You will get a job, sure, it is really not such a big deal. You might miss your first interview. In fact, I always tell, you're never going to make it through the first interview. If you make it through the first interview, there is something wrong. Okay? Because one part is learning your material. One part is getting good with that material, applying that on a real-time data set, real-time problem solution, fixing all of that. Then there is another hurdle to be crossed. You have to get into the environment, right? You have to get into the interview mindset. You need to crack an interview. That is a separate thing. If you have not cracked an interview, it does not mean you haven't been taught well. You haven't been trained well. You probably know all of it. It takes a few tries. Okay? How many of our cricket players scored a century on their debut? Nobody, right? You have to move through that. You have to understand what is the test environment. You have to understand how to crack an interview. Even then, your journey has just started. Right? Even when you do get the job, your journey has just started, because career happens over what? It happens over 15 to 20 years. You have no visibility of what is coming your way. The best you can do is be prepared. And how do you get prepared? The best preparation is by having the best habits. Are you the kind of person who is focused on finishing tasks on a daily basis? Or do you procrastinate? Do you have a to-do list every day in the morning and finish them before going to bed? Create a fresh to-do list for the next day. Is a kind of habit that you generate for yourself? Do you return calls? Do you return emails within a specified period of time? Okay? So these are all the habits that I want you to inculcate within yourself in order to be successful. Okay? So at Geeklearn, we have been working on it for more than 2 years, and I have been working on data science teaching specifically for almost 6 to 7 years. I started around 2016-17, and when the pandemic hit, I went from teaching in class to teaching online. It was a big change for a lot of us, but yes, we figured it out. In fact, we feel that teaching online saves a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort for a lot of our students, and it incorporates a lot of good habits among the students. There is a lot we can do while being online too. We can be a lot more efficient. Okay, that is the primary thing. So we have been building quality content. We know what the interviewers want. We know what the industry wants. We know what kind of people the industry wants. Okay, and trust me, when we present you in front of companies, we want to present the best version of you. Everybody comes with different capabilities. Everybody comes with different capacity for understanding. Everybody comes with different, personal techniques. Okay? But we, as Geeklearn, we would like to showcase the best version of all of you. You have a good enough time, right? So that is why this is not a course which is done in a week. There are a lot of courses, if you want to take up a workshop on data science, all of these things can be covered within a week. But we assume that you do not come with any background. We train you on everything right from the scratch. 10th standard mathematics, 11th, 12th standard mathematics, first year of engineering. That's where all of the mathematics that is required to build models exists. We will take you through all of that. Okay? I know for a lot of us, it was a long time back. We don't remember, what tan inverse means. What is the range and domain of tan inverse? We don't know what tan H function actually is, but it is required when you're trying to build a classifier. So how do we get to all of that, right? So we will build you all of that, but during those 2 years of time, one of the main things that I want all of you to build up are your habits. That is one of the main things that I constantly focus, and even right now when I'm talking to you, I want you to focus on the habits that you build on a daily basis. There must be a routine in your day. There must be a lack of anxiety. All your habits will help you remove that anxiety. Okay? They will make you a more productive person. It will create more time for you to spend with your family. You will know when your tasks are getting done. You will know when to escalate. You will know when to say, I need help. I need help. I won't be able to do it right by myself. I need help. That is a habit too. You don't sit on a problem until the end and then say, no, I have not finished it. That is something even I have done several times. But that is not a good habit. We need to know when we need help, when to ask for help. We need to leverage the people around us. None of us exists in silos, right? We all need everybody else around us to take us to success. Be it family, be it colleagues, be it our bosses, be it our leaders. We always need an entire team to get ourselves to success. Okay? So, when you do join GeekLearn, and some of you already are with GeekLearn, and you are already going through the process, you must have seen a lot of these things happening, right? You will have assessments, you will have a feedback on assessments. So a lot of people have this idea that if I fail in the assessments, the financial support is gone. No. We need the assessment to see where you are. If you need any help, and we want you to come back and ask us for that help. Okay? Because asking for help is again what? It is your responsibility. It is your own personal responsibility. I want you to all take seriously about whatever you're doing. If there is a problem with the assessment, you need to know where that problem is, identify what can be done, how can I improve upon it. It also means that, probably we are not putting in the right kind of effort. Maybe you're putting in a lot of effort, maybe it is not the right kind of effort. Okay? So we want to consolidate all of that, create the best version of you. When we put you in front of the organization, we know that after this, you're going to go on to build a great career. It may be with data science, it may be with leadership, it may be with marketing, it could be with anything. There are no positions right now out there which do not deal with a little bit of data. You need to be able to work through your data set, you need to be able to read some visualization, you need to be able to make decisions on the basis of that, right? There are no jobs out there anywhere where you can just work with your gut. Doesn't happen. Organizations don't work that way anymore. So we want you to become the best part of you, best version of you, okay? Incorporate the best habits, impress the interviewer not because you have the knowledge, but you have the right attitude. Trust me, people can see a good attitude. People can sense that good attitude. They know that, yes, this is a person I would like to have on my team. Sure, he or she might be lacking in one or two aspects. I can train them, that is not a problem, but this person shows the grit and determination to be on part of my team. They have a healthy attitude and respect towards their career. When you can showcase that, through what you're saying, how you're speaking and all of that, trust me, you have already done the required work to build a solid career. The foundation of any career should be solid. It is both in terms of your knowledge, it is both in terms of your attitude, and how you're planning on taking each day of your life. Right? So I want you to start thinking in that way. Motivation is one of the most difficult things in this process, because material is there, trainers are there, concepts can be taught. Concepts, if you don't get it, mug it up, a week later they will make sense. Okay? Just memorize them, after a week they will make sense. That is how our human brain works. But habits have to be done every day. Habits have to be incorporated every single day. That is when your life actually becomes simpler. Your life becomes easier. You will get more time to kind of devote it to other things. It will reduce your anxiety, all of those things, and build really, really good careers. Okay? So my job as a trainer is to inculcate this philosophy into every student that comes my way. I want you to develop the best attitude. I want you to develop the best habits. That is why we have this 1.5 year of time. Okay, when I'm saying habits, it's not just about making to-do lists. It's also about how you treat your projects, right? Are you asking for every question? Are you going through the consulting methodology to get the answers? Do you understand everything about your data set? Do you know the definition for every variable? Okay? Do you know what tests have to be done? Have you cleared those tests by putting them in an email? These are all habits. Before jumping onto the model that you're building, have you taken clearance from every stakeholder? Are you following the data analytics life cycle? These are necessary questions to ask. These are the habits I want you to incorporate. Are you making the right documentation? Are you sharing it with everybody else? Are you proofreading your documents? These are all habits. All of these habits don't come to you in a day, in a week, over a workshop. No, it won't happen. You have to do them for a year, year and a half. You have to do them, you have to repeat them. Repeatability, reproducibility, right? So, Tejasvi here would agree with me, he's the quality master here. So quality is about repeatability, reproducibility. You repeat the action, you have to reproduce the action again and again, and then you become a quality product yourself. Okay? So this is the motivation I want you to kind of give yourself on a daily basis. I will constantly do that. That is my only job while you are with GeekLearn until you get placed. I am not satisfied with just getting your placement. I want you all to build great careers. I want you all to have fantastic careers. Again, what is a career? Career is something that builds over long periods of time. Okay? It is not just about the work. It is about your failures. It is about the people you meet. It is about the decisions you make. It is about the friends you make. It is about the impact you have on the organization, on the field of your study. Everything builds up into a career. Okay? So often we don't get chance to discuss these things because we are always busy with our own little tasks and everything. But every once in a while we must give ourselves a thought on why we are doing this, what is the final aim, is there anything that I can do a little bit of a course correction? Okay? How can I improve a little bit today? Have I done everything right? Then can I do something else? The main drive behind success is always habits. Okay? Virat Kohli wakes up every single day and the first thing he does is go to the gym. That is the habit. Okay? He does not take days off. He does not cheat on his diet. That is what makes him so great. He probably does a lot many more things, but these are the first few things that we know. He does not cheat on his diet. He always goes to the gym. And that is required for his job. That is what makes him an exemplary cricketer. Right? So that is all that I have, and this is something, if you are in my class and if you ever meet me in person, this is what I always will ask you and demand from you. Are you developing those habits? Are you developing that mindset of a winner? Are you developing the mindset of somebody who wants a fantastic career? Jobs are easy, trust me. There are dime a dozen jobs out there. If you do everything right, we even know the questions that come up in the interview. And when I teach, right, every time a concept comes up, I tell you exactly what the interview question is, how you should answer it. Really not a big deal. Okay? But what I want you to have is a good career afterwards. I want you to be the best team player once you get the job. People should appreciate you for who you are. Okay? Clearing the interview can be done. Everything can be done. We have had sufficient amount of experience in all of that. If you do everything as we ask you to do, getting a job is not a big deal. But building up a career, again I say, is a long-term activity, depends upon your attitude towards yourself. Okay? Your attitude towards your own family, you know. You are answerable to yourself, right? So every day, we can take a couple of hours for entertainment and everything, but the rest of our time should be focused on what we are doing. Singular focus will take you much longer. You may not be able to see the results right away, but when you look back, they make a lot of difference. Okay? And that is the difficult part to do. Okay? So a lot of people say, there is this saying which says, when somebody starts running, right, it gets easier every day. I know I shouldn't be talking about running. I haven't run in a couple of years at least. Okay? But it gets easier every day. When you start running, it does get easier every day. But you have to do it every day. That is the tough part. Can you do it every day? Can you wake up, even go for a 5-minute run every day? That is the tough part. So keeping your motivation up for the 15 years, that is the tough part. The rest of the things, we will help you out. We will help you out. Get to your interviews, get to your assessments, work through your projects, understand the subject behind it. Those are all easy things to do. If you are attending the class every single day, those are easy things to do. Okay? So I will take your leave. We will stay in touch. I'm going to be joining GeekLearn full-time pretty soon. Okay, so this is going to be my full-time thing. In fact, one of the reasons I joined GeekLearn is because I truly believe everybody deserves a chance, right? This is a place where you are getting a chance, irrespective of what you've been doing till now. You get a chance, you get a fair chance to build up your career once more and for good. Okay? The more people I can motivate this way and send out into the industry, the better is my life going to be. Every time I see that one of my students gets placed, it's an immense satisfaction. That is what we all work towards, right? The job satisfaction, right? So I want you all to be here. I am always there for you. Any questions regarding content, how to get ahead, please, I'm your man. Okay? And I will now concede the stage to the next speaker. Who is that? Shreya. I concede the stage to you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your knowledgeable speech. Is it ready, sir? Now I would like to call upon the stage Ms. Matangi Sri Ramachandran, our chief guest, senior director who is expertise in machine learning, NLP, web analytics, text analytics, predictive modeling, optimizing customer experience. So requesting you to address the gathering, ma'am.
Hi everyone, good morning. We'll wait for the data slides to be there. So I just want to introduce myself. I'm actually the Chief Data Officer for UB, which is formerly known as CRED Avenue. Okay, so I'm not associated with CRED or anything. So I'll just give you what I do at UB. We basically connect enterprise borrowers, people who need large-scale money, to banks, right? So to people who are large financial institutions, etc., who can take those loans. So it's an entire credit life cycle from that perspective, and it's a platform that connects borrowers and lenders, for enterprises. And I lead the data charter of the company. The entire data organization, from data engineering to data science to analytics, rolls under me. So that's my profile. Overall, I have around 18 years experience in the space of data science analytics. Have had the opportunity to be part of various companies. I have around 18 patent grants in the area of data science, machine learning, etc. So I've worked in the likes of Gojek, for example, it's an Indonesian super app, and I was also part of PhonePe. I led their data science team at PhonePe, and I worked for a long time with an organization called 247.ai, where we did a lot of conversational bots. How do we mine conversations at scale using natural language programming and other techniques, and then how do we intervene a web journey at scale. So those were years when weblogs etc. started coming, so I'm talking about 2010 2011. And how do we intervene people at how do we run our predictive intervention models at scale and figure out the right intervention for the right users, right? So those are some of the things that I've been part of. Okay, how is it? Okay, it's in my laptop. Okay, so today I thought I will speak about few things from my experience being in this industry across different organizations, different domains, etc. So whatever you are going to see is my learning across these years, and where data science actually makes a difference to organizations, right? So that's how we are going to see. Let's start with the next slide. Yeah, thank you. So we might think data science is a new phenomena and data-driven decisions are very new phenomena. This is an example from Arthashastra where, and there is also a link to that entire video on, Arthashastra. So what I found interesting, I put it on this slide, is how, in Arthashastra it is mentioned that you can do governance, right, your administrative governance with data derived from people, and how data and information are different, right? So information is how you use the data, and how do you collect data to derive the information to drive governance of a country. So you can imagine this is centuries back, this thought process was there. And what we are seeing is a much more evolved version of how we can collect data at scale and put them to use and produce large-scale business impacts. The modern day data science story, I would say, starts as early as 1826. That's Manchester Garden Society. Any guesses on what this company today is? So this is this company's TransUnion. It's a current credit bureau on how this whole journey started. So what happened was that was the early phase of lending that was going through, and there are banks that were lending to customers whom they know, right? You have to maintain an in-person relationship, etc. Then Manchester Garden Society came up with it is Experian, not TransUnion. So the current company of this is Experian. So came up with a set of results or set of report about their defaulters. So this is possibly the initial seeding of our current credit bureaus that we see. So they shared that as a newsletter kind of printed document, so that the other banks know who's defaulted and who's not, and hence they can lend accordingly, right? So this is the earliest origins, possibly the modern day version of the earliest origin. We really saw an earliest origin in the previous slide from Arthashastra. So, and this kind of seeded some of the, large scale financial models that we see in the banking, financial, fintech industry. So then we went through what I would like to call as data-enabled decisions, not data-led decisions, right? There's a difference between data-enabled decisions and data-led decisions. Data-enabled decisions is data will stop at the point where you say, hey, here are my insights, and data does not take that decision, right? There's a human being who looks at this data and finally she takes the decision. But when it comes to data-enabled decisions, we will talk about that in the rest of the slides. That is much more action-oriented, etc. So, but however, some things have to start. So we come to the age of statistics and causal inferences. So here what happened was, these are offline insights we would call. So somebody is looking at large-scale data. They are looking at slices of data. They are analyzing for causal impact. They conduct experiments to know whether a certain hypothesis is correct or not, right? Which is why a lot of statistical course, or even sometimes machine learning courses today, start with hypothesis testing, right? So there were a bunch of hypotheses, then you are using data to validate whether those hypotheses are correct or not, which was a great start in itself, but that had a limitation of insights are given, but it depends on some humans or some council of people to take forward that insights or not. Attribution to what data science contributed is not very clear, was not very clear. But some of these are in practice today. A lot of analytics, for example, drives on insights and drives on hypothesis. For example, your classic A/B tests, or you're doing a drug test when it comes to medicines, right? All of these rely on this kind of decision making. We are using data to either either validate an existing hypothesis, or you figuring out, okay, the sales are going up, and then asking why is the sales going up or why is the sales going down. So there is a lot of bunch of correlation analysis and things like that. Or there is experiments you conduct, and then you collect the results of the experiment and say which experiment is statistically significant, and hence what you derive out of those experiments. How do you conduct these experiments when there are multiple factors in play, when you can't truly construct an experiment, when the true conditions of experiments are not, are not possible to be kept, etc. So those fall under this kind of decision making. They stop, like I said, at insights, and how humans take that decision for their day-to-day job comes into picture, right? And that has various factors. It has organization, structural factors, for example, right? I might give you a hypothesis, but whether a person in a certain position chooses to use that decision or not is up to them. From here, we lead to the world of computer science, right? So this is the classic shift from statistics to computer science. If there are people who ask you differences between analytics to computer science, or how is machine learning different from, say, traditional modeling, this is that time that happened, that shift happened, right? So from data-enabled decisions, we are moving to data-led decisions, right? So I would like to call them as micro decisions at scale. So you are taking millions of decisions on a day-to-day basis, whether a loan should go through, or whether a particular booking should go to that rider, or whether a pricing your cab drive should have a surcharge or not, whether your food delivery should have a delivery extra price on the delivery charges or not, whether it's going to, if it is going to rain, how many people should I staff in a particular area, things like that, right? They are micro decisions at scale, absolutely without the human in the loop, and they operate on their own. Now that is the world of computer science, right? So from statistics, we moved there, not disregarding statistics, right? So statistics still continue to exist. As I said, in a lot of companies, analytics is the first team that comes in, and they do a lot of insights, analysis, which kind of get acted upon by heads of various departments. In computer science, the paradigm goes one step further. So instead of somebody telling you what the hypothesis is, you are finding out through data what the hypotheses are, and data is leading that decision, and it is free to make decisions, right? So why this happened? It happened because of three things. It happened because suddenly there's a large scale data that started coming in, right? So what was possible in maybe at the maximum few 100,000 rows suddenly exploded to millions of rows or billions of rows of data. Not only did the rows increase, but also the features increased, because these are your internet companies that can track literally everything. They can track which page you are visiting, which browser you are loading from, what did you buy last, what is your sequence of event, did you visit, how long did you spend in a page, etc. Right? So the internet boom and companies that became very consumer-friendly companies, the e-commerce starting era, kind of came with tons of data about users. That is no more was being possible to be analyzed with human generated hypothesis. If I have 5,000 columns, how would you generate your hypothesis, right? So that led to this revolution. The second part is, I may have as much data in the world, but if I don't have any compute power, right? If I don't have the right hardware, if I don't have the right compute power, how will I do anything? How will I do analysis with the data? So the explosion of the compute power at cheaper cost was the second big enabler from the shift from a statistical and a static analysis to a much more dynamic mode. And the third is, I'm not able to see that. The third is the existing setup on algorithms itself. Now a lot of you might think, I don't know how many of you are familiar with this, the algorithms was there for a long time, which is what I'm calling as science. The algorithms were there, the earliest deep learning models we hear in the 1970s itself, right? Around the 1990s there was a good amount of work that was happening in deep learning, but there was not so much data to justify that application of deep learning. So now with when around the, let's say the 2008 onwards, right, or the 2006, 2008 onwards, when search became big, when you start having those Netflix recommendations and things like that, you had data, you had compute power, and you had algorithms which were waiting to be used, right? So all these three, put together led to the revolution of the modern day data science and computer science. So there is a lot of times people ask this question, right? Is AI a myth or reality, right? So the answer is very simple. If you have large scale data, if you have problems that can be very attributably solved, right? If you can do your test and, your control and test experiments, and you know an impact that you're getting is through a machine learning model. If there are problems that could be solved by data science, and then if there is data at scale, and very importantly is an organization climate. An organization which says, I will take decisions the way I take. I will take decisions with expert understanding and not driven by data. Then also you might always see AI as a myth and not as a reality. AI becomes a reality when you have data at scale, when you have problems that data need to be, that have to be solved through large scale machine learning, large scale data and the application of machine learning to it. And if you have an organization climate which is willing to use this data and experiment and let the machine decide and take a step back on human decisions, if all of these come together, then you have AI playing a reality. So I'm going to talk the next few things on how these sectors have changed with respect to machine learning in the last few years. Banking has been, for example, one of the traditional setups and things like that, but they have been using data we saw from 1826, right? They have been using data for a long time. What happened was they got a lot at one point stuck with some of the regulatory acts and regulatory practices, building very static and linear models and not moving to the nonlinear part of it, which is where machine learning comes in, right? If it's a linear pattern, then you can do either a linear regression or logistic regression and move on with it. So they got at some point stuck with a lot with explainability and did not try out very powerful algorithms. But that things I am seeing changing in the last 3-4 years, and banks have been using machine learning for credit risk, fraud kind of things in marketing, whom to send the campaign, how long, when to send them, and for example, another classic problem in marketing is your uplift models. Basically, whether I know that I need to, somebody will already buy, even if I don't give them a coupon, and somebody will need the coupon to make that transaction, right? So in which case, my model should be so well targeted that I am able to catch those people who need the coupon to make that purchase, rather than the people who will on their own buy, right? So it's against the propensity models, for example. So that's a classic use case in banks on what we call as cannibalization. So are you able to target people who need an intervention to buy, vis-a-vis are you just able to profile users who will anyway buy? Pricing, this is another area that is coming in, like similar to what you see Uber pricing, or pricing on your food delivery or your hyperlocal systems, etc., or your discounts when it comes to e-commerce. How can pricing of your loans and your credit cards pricing, etc., differ between person to person, depending on the context, depending on the risk appetite of the person, depending on how much risky the user is, and of course depending on who's funding that loan, right? This is important because instead of saying, hey, I'll not give you a loan, I may say that I will give you a loan at a certain high rate because I think you have a high probability to risk. And then the other one is a lot of private banking customers, etc. need a human in the loop, which is the relationship managers and things like that. How do we manage that through data? How machine learning can play a role in marketing to private banking customers who need a personal touch from relationship managers, right? So these could be analytics or data science for the relationship managers. It could also be based on if the interactions are recorded, some of the ML models on natural language processing, or some of those, or possibly if the video conversation is recorded, some of the video analysis, etc. That's another area also that is getting exploded. Sorry, I don't know why it's not stopping. Yeah, retail. Retail, again, another traditional industry. It is not like how bank was traditional industry, retail was also traditional industry. Again, they were, if you look at the likes of Walmart and some of the big US stores, Kohl's and things like that, they've been using data science for a very long time. Data science may not be in the current form of deep learning and machine learning models, but they were using very statistical models on, forecasting, for example, is a classic models that they have invested a lot of time in forecasting at the unit level of, let's say there are 100,000 stores, but which store, what is the unit that I should stock in, right? Or on merchandise, which product should be placed where, or on discounts, marketing, etc. There have been the traditional use cases, maybe applying some of the traditional data science work, right? More statistical model. They have also started moving a lot into large-scale machine learning systems, because there are forecasting teams in these companies which span across geographies, and their forecasting models got to be so accurate, because if you, if you think that the demand is going to be higher and you stock more, you have a loss, or if you stock less, then you will lose the demand, right? So the cost of not stocking correctly is a big cost, and hence, there are ML models that operate across different stores, across different stock keeping units, as they are called, for these companies. And these, of course, I'm talking about large chain kind of companies. There's also a lot of interest at, on aisle tracking. Like as a user, as a consumer, when she moves across different aisles, picking up products, can we record that entire movement, track the movement and look at what the customer wants and hence stock accordingly? Or the other big use case of aisle tracking is I'm going through multiple aisles and then I'm at, let's say, where there are cereals and milk, then maybe you will give me a notification on, maybe there's a discount because I'm taking a long time in that aisle to buy something. Can I get a discount and, in order to make my purchase faster? E-commerce, so from here on it's all the new age companies. E-commerce completely is very data native, I would say, right? Everything in e-commerce is recorded. You enter a site, you click this, you click multiple parts of the website, everything is recorded. Your banner ads are, your banner clicks, which category you clicked, what product you saw, how long you spent on that, on the same day, which session you are in, etc., right? So e-commerce is too much data native that everything is recorded, and that gives a power for the companies to provide very personalized solutions for their user. It also increases the competition because your competition is just a click away. It's not like few meters away or few kilometers away. Your competition is just another tab away, right? So, for example, search is very, very important. I search something, on frozen foods, and you're not showing me what I wanted. It's very easy for me to click another tab and move to another website and finish my purchase, right? So search and recommendations are extremely important in an e-commerce site, and that fuels the purchase of the user, and that adds millions of dollars to the company. These are just algorithms adding millions of dollars to the company. We have proved that using A/B experiments on how a traditional approach to an algorithmic approach will change the game for the business, right? Not only search and recommendations, but other things like supply chain. How do you manage that entire supply chain in an e-commerce company, right? What to stock, and when you're stocking, when you're showing it to the user, you estimate how much stock is, is going to be there, and then you make those choices also. So forecasting is also very important. Review mining, because there are plenty of reviews out there, and a lot of us buy products based on reviews, right? Whether the reviews are true or not is one type of a problem statement. Understanding what the reviews are, and then so that you put those what is called as pills, right? If you go to Amazon or Flipkart, you will see about a product, few topics that you can actually see which people talk about, right? And you can click on it and you get all the reviews. So how do you summarize that into 2 words, a bunch of reviews, so that the user can make a decision faster and hence has a higher propensity to convert, right? So those are, again, a subset of problems that these kind of companies solve. On-demand deliveries, which these are your hyperlocal companies, your food delivery company like Swiggy, or your transport companies like Ola, Uber, etc. There are plenty of problems. Given I worked in GoFood, which is in Indonesia, very equivalent to Swiggy. I manage that entire data team there. So it may look very simple that you're ordering food and the person comes and delivers it to home. So you won't believe across this value chain how much of data science and ML interventions are possible. For example, we predict how long will it take for the order to come to you. Based on your search, we rank order the list which is relevant to you so that you make your choice faster. We show recommendations so that you don't even need to search. And then there is an allocation that happens, like which driver will accept the order for you for this to get delivered faster to you. What is the pricing that we should do for this order at an order level, not even at a customer level, right? And whether we should give you a discount or whether we should not give you a discount, should the discount be sponsored by the merchant, should the discount be sponsored by the company, etc., gets decided at an order level as the user places the order, right? Or as the user searches for options. So extreme large scale, heavy micro decisions usage in hyperlocal delivery companies as well. Customer service, possibly a very late entrant into the business. It did not change for a long time. A lot of them is like, very analog kind of calls, etc. But now this landscape is completely changing. All your calls are recorded, and when they're saying they are monitoring, maybe a machine is monitoring it, right? They're monitoring it for your quality assurance and things like that, which is happening actually through machines, which is figuring out, which is converting these voice files into text and then analyzing for various patterns. And then the other thing is, of course, bots. The chat bots and also the voice bots, which is completely taking off. So the Alexa, Siri equivalent of it, but also in enterprise setup. So you call up and then you don't need to go through this entire IVR pattern. You can just speak to order or speak to make a customer service complaint, like saying that my credit card charges are not correct or something like that. All of that is a lot getting automated through machine learning, AI and NLP here in this space. This is a space that is waiting to be exploded. We have enough and more use cases that we have seen in the past. So you would see this, the landscape of customer service possibly another 3-4 years completely changed from where it is today. Healthcare, again, this is another of the traditional industries which is trying to adopt AI at large scale, claim management, to determine premium depending on not only what you have declared in your form, but through alternate data, right? Maybe there is, mobile data that is available. Maybe there is some alternate source of data where we can understand your income and things like that, because income has a very high correlation to, people have proven this, that to your lifestyle, right? So your longevity of life, or how healthy you are. So income has a correlation with health, and predicting income is another challenge that these companies go through, apart from declarative incomes, right? Matching the, again, if you look at healthcare, other than the insurance, there is Practo and the likes of it, where, doctors get matched to the right patient. You could, in fact, some part of the diagnosis also can be taken over by bots. So this is another industry similar to hyperlocal, where the machine learning models are very important. Entertainment, needless to say, Netflix or Spotify, for example, they change the way recommendations are done. They change, you say you like a song, or you kind of played the song few times. Spotify gives you a complete set of new songs that you can hear, which is to your liking, right? So that is another, multiple deep learning models that kind of run based on the songs that you have heard, based on the pattern of the songs, based on the voice files of the song, etc. Again, reviews there. Content creation could become another thing. It's not only about content which is important to you, it is also sometimes these contents could be generation, right? Could be generated. So generation can become an important area in entertainment. So there is future and common sense, etc. But I think I've already talked a lot. Is there any questions? Maybe instead of going to further slides, I could actually answer questions.
So it was really nice that we have known about this implementation of AI so far. So what I was wondering whether there is a scope or chance to implement AI on service industries. And when I talk about service industries, I mostly mean healthcare and population healthcare. So you might have said, but I might have missed that point. If you could just collaborate.
So on healthcare, especially healthcare services, right, a lot of automation can be done. There is, some of these, providers on healthcare machines, etc. They invest disproportionate amount in data science, right? So in order, for example, you take an X-ray or scan, and how can those medical records be analyzed automatically? That is services today, right? There is a professional who's looking at it. To assist the professional, there are a lot of work that gets, done. Monitoring of your health, all of us know Fitbit and things like that. That is happening as well. And of course, that data goes back to insurance companies in some cases, and that's how your insurance premium gets, gets done. At this point in time, a lot of groundbreaking work is happening in terms of analyzing your health records, and hence reducing dependence on rare skill set, of your radiologist and things like that, right? Like they still do their work, but there is an initial set of analysis that gets done on it.
What about mental health?
It's interesting that you're asking this, because the Turing test that initially, there was a bot which is called ELISA bot or something. So this was 1960s, and that's how human-machine interaction started getting tested, right? So what happened was they ran at least the ELISA bot, if I'm not wrong, that happened as an interaction between human and machine, as if a therapist and the patient are talking. So it was questions like that, and then the user response, and then the therapy bot kind of answers. This is way back. That is how the initial starts of bot became. But personally, I don't know if there are bots out there for mental health. Of course, the other angle to look at it is on social conversations. That is being invested in a big way, right? How do you use Alexa, Siri, etc. as your social companion? That is there even today. It's called anthropomorphism. Like, how does a machine imitate itself like a human being, and the other person actually feels you're talking to a human being, right? So that social interaction part is there, which I don't know if you mildly touched in the area of mental health. But core to mental health, see that in terms of even science, that investment is very less in that space.
Yeah, so I can understand you're talking about the social psychology rather than the clinical one.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Anyone? Any doubts? Any questions? You need to ask questions. It's a wonderful opportunity for you.
Good afternoon to everyone. Of course, I am Mr. I relate to media and entertainment. Of course, that is also one. Madam, while you were showing the slides, I just observed one particular slide which has attracted me. AI is a reality or a myth? So, Madam, I want to ask you one more question. AI has got answer for everything, I believe, but for that, imagination is first. If you have to imagine, and I think the data penetration, what the having your documentation and data penetration is the major source for AI to become success. Until and unless nobody thinks AI doesn't work. My point is, AI works beyond imagination, I'll tell you. You have to work always beyond imagination. When you think it may sense you like a myth, but when you really convert into the acceptance, then it becomes a presentation from AI. So AI got answer for all the imaginations in the world? This is my question.
Thank you for asking the question, sir. See, there are areas where it makes sense for AI to be. And there are areas where it is, the investment is disproportionate to the outcome you will get. So you will see areas of creativity, etc., largely staying away from AI. And also, right, so it is about, so take for example SpaceX. The vision of SpaceX is going to come from a human being, right? And how do you do it? You start, bringing in algorithms and data and technology and things like that. So the big imagination, the big idea, the fact that AI can change the world, etc., is still driven by human beings, and a large part of a lot of work we do is driven by human beings today. But there are areas where it absolutely makes sense. So that's why I'm saying that when you see whether AI is myth or reality, data, the problem statements are very important, right? Not every problem statement is needed to be solved by AI. You can leave those problem statements out. Some of the problem statements which require, data-driven decision making is where you craft those solutions, which is why it's one of the things with data scientists that you're not jumping into a problem as soon as you see the data or as soon as you figured out, hey, there is one algorithm, I want to try this. If you do not understand what is the context on which we are going to apply the solution, your problem is, you will never solve the problem. So it's very important that the right problem is there and the right data is there, then you are applying AI to solve. Yeah. I hope I answered your question.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, hello.
Ma'am, artificial intelligence, how we can use in cybersecurity? Because in cybersecurity has some flaws, na? Cybersecurity will not replace everything. So, for example, defense sectors or cybersecurity, how we use it?
Oh, cybersecurity, you are asking how AI gets used in cybersecurity. See, there is a lot of logs that get created, right? Your log files of monitoring logs, machine creates lots of log, etc. So there's plenty of use cases on monitoring these logs, understanding if within a network something is going to go down, or the threat of a hack, etc. AI plays an important role. It's not possibly as much talked about as your much more glamorous use cases like food delivery and e-commerce. But cybersecurity has plenty of use cases. See, wherever data is created and then where there is a probability of some action to happen, in this case it's a probability of threat, probability of a vulnerability, right? So there AI gets, definitely there are use cases there.
Like face recognition, face recognition, ma'am. I think you may have heard.
Face recognition, yeah, it's a well-solved area at this point in time, right? Through computer vision, it's a well-solved area. Biometrics are well-solved areas. There are there are, of course, even within voice, how does the voice recognize to open the door for you, and how does it match your your multiple voice profiles at different point in times, etc. Yeah, so those are also areas that AI solve. What I presented was just a sample of those.
Yeah, ma'am. What about climate change?
See, there is, fundamentally there will be use cases, right? Especially the last I came very close to working is, forecasting rainfall, for example. And as it may sound, hey, it looks like a solved problem, it is not a solved problem. Especially if you want accuracy at a pin code level, or let's say half a kilometer radius kind of level, which was very important for us because we were solving food delivery problems. It is still challenging. Even a little bit of accuracy there than traditional practices is very important. And I'm talking about an extremely micro factor. Climate change is a macro factor. And there are weather models and things like that that gets used. So it will always be a combination of two things. It will be a combination of weather expert and their knowledge plus what data can derive there. Like that's how, if you take a field like computer vision or field like audio processing, right? That is how that has evolved, or even natural language processing for that matter, right? How linguists solve the problem to how machines solve the problem today are different. But some of the feature processing and some of the techniques that we use are coming from linguists. Similarly, I would say it would be happening in climate change. I have personally not worked on a problem per se in climate change. The closest I have come is predicting rainfall.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, my name is Ranjit, and my question is, where does data science and AI stands in future 5 years?
So my next slides were those, but I can just talk about it rather than going through the slides.
Yeah.
One area that there is a lot of research on is common sense, right? So that's something that AI lacks. Human beings seem to have it naturally, or in some cases not, but most likely it's believed that human beings have common sense very naturally. Whereas machines don't. But common sense in a lot of cases is also a misnomer, right? What is common sense culturally in India may not be common sense in West, right? For example, a store clerk here can multitask. One person can ask for chocolate, other person can ask for a change, and the store clerk can multitask and give you. That's not the way it happens in the West, for example. Right? What is common sense here is not common sense some other way. In a tribal village, it may be common sense to build a hut, whereas it's not for us here in the urban cities, right? Having said that, so training a corpus of common sense to machines is a research area that is happening. So that's one area that will pick up. So people think that machines can become more commonsensical, which one of the easiest use cases for that, or one of the direct applications of that, so to say, would be your natural language conversations with computers, right? They'll become even more conversational than what they are today. They'll be able to understand, context. So for example, if you say, where should I buy milk? Possibly it will come and say the milk is already there in the fridge, right? That's how, let's say you have a butler at home, and that's how they will answer it. They will not say which is your nearest location, right? So that's what I'm meaning as context. And maybe it knows the number of guests you're going to come and actually say, okay, maybe there are 2 bottles of milk in the fridge, you expect guests and you need 3 more bottles of milk. Just a made up case. So teaching common sense for machines is an area that is coming up. The second area that comes up is on localization of a lot of this. A lot of, especially if you take NLP or voice, it stays in English, right? A lot of this is not localized, is not vernacularized. It is not reaching to the masses. English speaking population is very minuscule as you compare to other languages, etc., including Hindi. So vernacularization, localization is another area that will come in. Other thing that people say is from large data, it will go to small data. And why small data? Because in this phone, there is only so much capacity. So if you want certain things to be computed within small devices, you need an algorithm that can not only work on large data but on small data. So that is another area that is kind of changing. Another thing which is very close to me and I believe is generation, right? We talk a lot on content curation, like a bunch of movies is there, I'm showing you which movie you should watch, right? But what about if AI creates a movie on its own, right? There was a project by IBM which said AI and everything, but I'm just saying completely personalized movie based on how I like to see a movie to how somebody likes to see a movie. Or maybe the ending changes for me, whereas the ending does not change for someone. Just think through that. That possibility is huge, right? And that is not very far away from what I'm saying. It is about the belief of organizations to invest in it. So generation, AI generating content, be it movie, be it songs, be it text, you know, that could become a next upcoming factor. Any other questions? I hope I answered the question. Yeah.
Hello ma'am, very good afternoon. So I would like to ask a question like, is it possible by using artificial intelligence, machines can predict the emotions of the human beings?
So voice, you know, as an area is there, like based on my voice, like I'm talking to a call center bot, let us say, and I'm saying, hey, I'm very mad at this charge, or I'm saying, I want to really talk about this charge on my card in an angry tone. So the tonal recognitions thing that is being worked on. I don't know a real use case, like really if a company has implemented it, at least I am not aware. But I am aware that that's a need businesses feel, tonal recognition, right? Based on your tone to detect, based on your tone and a modulation to detect your sentiment. Other than that, in terms of face and how you react, etc., it's possible. We are in the world of video KYC, for example. So if a person is cheating and is not looking at the camera right, etc., maybe you could use that. Those use cases are yet to be developed. It is possible to recognize emotion not only based on text, but by the entire set of signals, which is also text plus what the person is talking, how the person is appearing, etc. I think that could be an important things. Maybe like, for authentication that could be important, or in customer service it could be important. I'm not able to immediately recollect a use case where that sentiment would play a role. Possibly if there are voice reviews that's going to come later, this could also be very important.
Hi ma'am. So what would be your take on ethics in AI? Because nowadays I see most of the companies are not using this compliance or ethics channel on the final models that they are using.
Yeah, so that was my last slide in this, which is on governance. Ethics is a different thing, governance is a different thing. So we are at the world of speaking on governance rather than ethics. So where we are at this point in time, interestingly, I was having a chat with another person this Friday exactly on the same topic. We are at data governance, right? Data governance is much more monitorable, and we are not, a lot of organizations are not investing heavily in it. At UB, we have a team on data governance separately. We have a data governance council, so on and so forth. But many companies are not yet doing data governance so procedurally. It's also the law of the land. The regulations are not yet clear, though there is enough indications that the government would come up with regulations in this area. The PDP bill that we keep talking about, that will come in. But again, remember, all of this is data governance. It's not AI governance. AI governance is far ahead of that. It's just like, hey, I can't, if I cannot use gender, for example, in a model, but I can fingerprint gender, right? I can take my most correlated variables to gender and not use gender and use all the variable and get the same benefit of gender. For example, this is one way I can be still compliant, but but I am not, right? So AI governance is those. AI governance is also, has are we kind of using, user has given some data believing in your recommendation, but you are using that data to price the user. I'll give another example on this. You have been buying, little bit of, you've been very fast browser and you have checked out in cart and you have bought something. Now I can change my search algorithm such that an expensive product always comes to you on top, right? I may know the quality of both the products is same, but I may, because I figured out you're a price insensitive user, I can twist my algorithm to serve your need, meaning my need, and I know that you will not bother and you will buy. So AI governance and your ethics could come in some of the questions there. Are companies actively thinking about it? May not be at this point in time, because like I said, we have to first at least be data compliant. We want to get data governance correct. We want to at least do the basic things. If I give you consent for A, B, C, D, E data, you should only use those for your models and not FGH data points, right? Things like that. And I should use data only where I told you exactly where I'm going to use it, but not share it with others, or not use it for another process within my company, not pass the data to the sister company of my organization. These itself, we are a little further away to meet. AI governance is another thing, but which, there is a framework that we can develop towards it.
Hello ma'am, my name is Pushkar Mishra, and my question is we are using AI and data science together. So how can we use blockchain and data science for the large industries like pharma and space and supply chain?
See, blockchain has to come out of its infancy in the first place, right? Blockchain is about protecting data, and AI is kind of contrary to it. It's about collecting data. It's about assembling it in the same place and do it. So some of the small data that I was talking about, right, instead of big data, small data use cases can be more relevant to blockchain. But at least as far as I know, AI on top of blockchain, anything specific, I have not heard anything specific. At this point in time, blockchains are like lot used in crypto world, where it is being traded and you can predict the price of crypto and everything. But blockchain, not for crypto, but to make your unregulated or decentralized transactions, so to say, that itself is in extreme infancy at this point in time. Crypto is extremely advanced, whereas blockchain, what we in the finance world called as a DeFi, right? Decentralized finance. Now, has decentralized finance found its enough use cases, etc.? That itself has not, happened. And even if it happens, I don't know how much of AI will play a critical role there, other than things like predicting crypto prices and things like that. And will that be even different from our traditional models? I don't know. At this point, I would say no, but maybe I am limited.
But the blockchain is not only for crypto. No. Blockchain is just as you say, blockchain is for protecting the data.
Yeah. So you can use even for governance, municipality taxes from there, anything
already,
you can use.
Already they are working on that.
Correct. So that is what. But if you look at the large use cases that is happening in the world of blockchain, crypto has been the well practiced use case per se. But blockchain, to run your regular day-to-day work, or because you need, see, a lot of these companies are marketplaces, right? For example, you could have blockchain even for your food delivery, for example. But those have not got used, right? Even DeFi, which is the closest to blockchain, haven't gone in a big way yet.
Okay. Thank you.
So, and AI is one step other than that, right? So, okay. And imagine in a blockchain, you are keeping the data encrypted within a block. And you have to decrypt the block, then if you are going to come, you cannot then bring it everything into one database, right?
So, we cannot use for the health.
As far as I know, I don't know the answer to it.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello, ma'am. Just out of box question, is there any chance that in near future data scientist getting a Nobel Prize? Why I'm asking is, like, someone is creating a model and avoiding wars or something like that.
Economists are typically data scientists.
Sorry?
Your economists are typically data scientists.
Correct. In mathematics, it is there. That's the closest you will get there, because this is about scientific contributions, which I don't know if you can fundamentally make that big difference without the underlying math, and hence it can get into math, but I don't know the answer.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. How easy or how difficult is it to hack data?
See, that comes under the, it's not, though it is data, this clearly comes under information security. This does not come under data governance. In a company, this generally comes under a person called as Chief Information Security Officer. IS is very different from data governance, for example. So it is the responsibility of IS to provide different layers of security so that the data does not go out. Data governance, on the other hand, is about on an available data, on an existing corpus, how do you access data, whom should you give access to, whom should you not give access to, how do you monitor, what are the quality pipelines of the data, how do you make sure data is well cataloged, etc., comes under data governance. But the hacking portion comes completely under IS. Of course, there are multiple protocols, multiple certifications that we take in order to say our data is secure. And yeah, of course, there are open source tools and softwares that also protect information security. Maybe the last question, this one. Is that okay?
Hi, ma'am.
Yeah.
Myself, Chandu. So in real time, I'm just facing a small problem. So sometimes I got some links in WhatsApp. So when that is clicked, when I click the link, it shows you got laptop or you got phone. You just share this link 5 members or 10 members, right now, ma'am? So how do you find this link is true or it is a fraud?
There is a work on fake news detection. I think you're talking about that, whether something is fake or something is not fake, etc. This case, this of course, if there is a label data, you can do a supervised learning, and if WhatsApp is interested, they can launch the algorithm tomorrow, which says that, okay, this seems to be a spam thing and nobody wants to do it, or something like that. So this is a very fairly simple use case. It's about whether WhatsApp wants to solve it or not.
And one more doubt, ma'am. So what are the intelligent agents and how they are used AI?
Where?
In any, for suppose...
intelligent agents are, as far as I know, your virtual assistants are also called as intelligent agents. They are fundamentally conversational bots, be it voice or text.
Okay, thank you.
These are your voice and chat bots.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, madam. And so this is the first time, in my life, seeing this much resourceful person. Just before one day, Sudhakar was running behind madam, madam, we need your presence in Geeklearn. Never she said no, and the fire in her to serve the student community, the fire in her to present, even the presentation is very, very powerful. Even when I'm observing from every second, whatever she is presenting is completely real time. Okay, so we are so thankful for you, madam. Okay, so before everyone, I request you to join us as Board of Advisory for Geeklearn, so that our students will get n number of opportunities, n number of knowledge resource from you, where you should promise us you will be with us for lifetime. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time and valuable speech, and thanks for clarifying all the doubts which will enhance their future as well. And now I would like to call upon the stage Mr. Sudhakar Peredi sir, who is VP, Vice President of Geeklearn. Please address the gathering, sir.
A very good afternoon. Beloved founder sir, respected dignitaries, media people, staff, and Data Science Architect Program learners of May and June months. A very, very warm welcome to you all, and our special guests, Mumtaz ma'am and Kavita ma'am. We are very much honored to have you here. Thank you so much for your presence here. And coming to this event, this is the first time in GeekLearn history. We are not even celebrating, we are felicitating, and we are overwhelming by seeing you all, because it's a 24 months program which is completely on virtual mode, where we used to not able to see our students' faces. We have the best trainers, eminent trainers, well-esteemed clients for placements and even internships, everything. But we couldn't able to see the students in person physically due to these COVID challenges, or even due to our business model, whatever it may be. But this is the first time in GeekLearn history that we are organizing this event in physical mode. The major objectives behind this event is to have some sort of understanding between our students and even our management. What are our dreams? What are our objectives? And what the best we can do for our learners? And coming to the great team of our program managers, sales, even the freshers or even experienced people, whatever the hard efforts they are putting to get the right quality as a learner under DSAP program platform, we need to be thankful to each and everyone physically. That is the primary motto of this event. Thank you, one and all. A hearty welcome to everyone. Now, coming to the main part of my presentation, being a Vice President, Human Resources, I need to introduce all the individual departments who are behind the screen and behind the victory of GeekLearn today in the market, and who are the pillars of the team of Data Science Architect program, and who are the major milestones and even major key role players behind the success of GeekLearn in nowadays market. How GeekLearn has been started, how it has been growing, how we have started the operations in Singapore as well, and how far we are really forecasting our future with the positive perspectives by various clients and candidates in true, where we can start bridging the gap between the data science learners and even the data science clients. Coming to the point, very recently, couple of months ago, GeekLearn has been accredited by NASCOM as a certified accredited member. And coming to after I joined my hands and even my life with GeekLearn, even the first achievement which we have received is now GeekLearn is a silver training partner of IBM. And GeekLearn EduTech Services Private Limited is a silver partner of IBM national-wide. And one more recent achievement, GeekLearn EduTech Services Private Limited is a part and even member of Dun & Bradstreet also. We are a certified member of DNB as well. I'm happy to announce. Now coming to GeekLearn EduTech Services Private Limited, evaluated as GeekLearn group of companies. How come it happened? It's just nothing but a one person's forevision, a one person's fire and zeal, a one person's future aspects, and a one person's dream. That is our beloved founder, sir, Srinivas Kalyan, sir. We are always thankful to you for your forecasting nature and even your forgiveness, your patience, your support, your affection, and your encouragement. We would be thankful to you, sir. Coming to GeekLearn group of companies, as you all know, the first and foremost milestone is GeekLearn EduTech Services Private Limited, where our major objective is targeting the serious job seekers who would like to upskill their technical knowledge into data science, as well as who want to start their career with data science domain, or whoever already in IT domain who want to switching over their domain to data science sector. These are our target audience. These are our target customers. So where we can bridge the gap between a real job seeker and a real employer. The all top-notch MNCs, as our Muthi sir said, principal data scientist, opportunities are huge in the market. Similarly, population is also more, unemployees are also more in the country. Then who are bridging this gap between this real job seeker to real employer? We. The Geeklearn has become the bridge between the unemployment to corporate world. And I'm happy to say that I'm a part of this Geeklearn family today. Coming to the second part, we have Geeklearn Software Solutions Pte Limited also in Singapore, where we are undertaking some sort of offshore projects of healthcare and banking. And we are inculcating some sort of real projects and live projects where our own data science learners, our students can be a part of our projects and who can make their creative thinking ideas into various type of projects and live projects, real-time projects, and software projects. We are making the platform where a student can deliver, student can give a form to his ideas and his own enthusiasm. And last but not least, as our founder sir said, recently we have initiated Geeklearn HR Consulting Private Limited, whereas I'm heading the department. The major motto and major objective behind establishing this Geeklearn HR Consulting Private Limited is only one. Only for data science, we are working with some 1,000 clients. If we start working for different type of emerging technologies, different type of cutting edge technologies, different type of most hotcake technology in the market, how many clients we can make the partnership? That is the only motto where we are today working for 46 technologies of emerging technologies in India and working with 37 clients in the span of 4 months till today. Geeklearn HR Consulting Private Limited has been associated with 37 companies in the span of 57 days, including Robert Bosch, DXC, Brilio, Accenture, IBM, Wipro, Merkle Socrates, Dentsu, Mercedes-Benz, and recently Bosch BCG also. And the upcoming clients, I'm very happy to inform the upcoming clients on Geeklearn HR Consulting platform are Siemens Healthierness from Singapore, TCS from Pan India, Infosys, Smart Shift, and even one more company called, you might have heard about IBM Nipuna, who are hiring 8,000 people for BPO resources. Accenture, Geeklearn has become a direct partner for these 8,000 openings, where Geeklearn is planning to associate with various deemed universities, B schools, IITs, NITs for Campus Connect programs. Whereas we need the quality and we have the openings and we have to bridge this gap where the real employer is looking for right sort of quality. Coming to the management, our founder, Mr. Kamalapuram Srinivas Kalyan, basically a BTech, MTech postgraduate with gold medalist, and he started his career with IBM, but somehow he was not happy with his service, and he would like become an entrepreneur. So he started giving seeds to his dreams, and he starting sowing these seeds and as an entrepreneur with a Vaidehi software solutions, and today he is one among the successful entrepreneurs, being the founder and managing director of Geeklearn Group of Companies, Bangalore. Coming to the pillars of Geeklearn, because any organization, any entity, any particular office cannot withstand by only one person's contribution. It's nothing but a group of people, their ideas, their thought process, their contributions, their hard work, their efforts, their results, their deliverables. So this is the team of Geeklearn Group of Companies today. I'm very much happy to announce the individual captains of individual departments. Mr. Abhishek Das, who is heading the sales department as vice president. Mr. Sai Srikar, who is heading the operations team as head of the department. Mr. Arun Kumar, who is a chartered accountant, who is handling our country and foreign operations related to finance and accounting. Coming to Mr. Venkatesh, who is our in-house CA, taking care of all accounts and finance related activities in our office inbuilt. And last but not least, Mr. Sudhakar, myself, I'm handling Geekland HR Consulting Private Limited as a Vice President. Coming to the individual departments, I don't take much time, just be patient. He's Mr. Abhishek, having 13 years of experience, basically BTech graduate, and having 13 years of experience, and worked with TCS, Vedantu, Sutherland, TBSS, and he is the one among the person who received multiple Best Employee Awards winners with the respective companies during his service. Yes, again, coming to the department, only VP or head of the department cannot make the show, and only one person cannot win the cricket match. If you want to win the match, 11 people should be there. So there is a match, there is a team. This is the team behind Mr. Abhishek from the sales, who are heading the teams today as team leads. Navya, Devraj, Shwati, Aryaman, Varun, Manikantan, and even Akhtar Nawaz. Once upon a time, Srinivas sir was the only one here. So now only in his department itself, now we have 50 plus employees. That is the forecasting and the future prospectiveness of our founder. Coming to the next department, operations, Mr. Sai Srikar, who is heading the department, and these are the department people. Suhasini, Praveen, Aishwarya, and even Vasuki. They have been in the same sector taking care of operations. You know very well about Srikar. He is the founding member from the day one with our founder. And he is the concerned person taking care of your admissions, post-sales, finance-related grievances, or even online technical interview sessions, or even trainer sessions, coordination with trainers. Everything can be taken care by this team only. Core operations team, Aditya, Chidan, Sharath, and Kiba. We are happy to have you as our team members. And coming to our finance team, as I told you already, Mr. Arun Kumar, he is also a founding member who is standing beside with my founder from the day one. We are very juniors to them, to be honest. Due to some unavoidable reasons, today these couple of people are not available today. But it's our gratitude and it's our courtesy to have a token of gratitude to remember them during this meet. Mr. Arun Kumar and Mr. Venkatesh, who are the heads of the departments of finance and accounts team. And coming to the department-wise, these are the people playing a very crucial role in post-sale role, who are into the finance. So you know very well, for any entity, any organization, the fuel is finance only. So these people are making exactly when, to be honest, super hierarchy duty and responsibilities during their service. Thank you one and all. And coming to our eminent trainers, there are so many edutech startups in market. I don't want to take their names because they are my competitors. But today we are successful. We are growing day by day. Our quality is really differentiating from the others only because of our trainers. As Murthy sir said, our training starts with 10th class plus 2 mathematics. We'll start from scratch. We start with scratch, mathematics, additions and dividings, from there to algorithms and even deep learning, machine learning, NLP, R, Python, OpenCV, TensorFlow, linear regression, whatnot. We have expertise trainers. We are very proud to have you on board, sir. Because of you only we could able to reach these milestones. Thank you so much. Already, fortunately, to my learners, let me introduce Tejashwi sir is available today. Advait sir is available today. Mr. Sumant Menon sir is also available today, who are our part of eminent trainers team. So post-lunch we don't have any speeches. Post-lunch we all have all one-to-one sessions where you can interact with our finance team, you can interact with our program managers team, you can interact with our placement team, you can interact with our operations team. So for this also we have made a setup, B2B, just last session of this room. There you can meet with your concerned respective program manager or operations manager or sales manager or placement manager, and you can clarify your doubts one-to-one. And this is about HR consulting. Sudhakar PD, I'm basically from Visakhapatnam. I'm MSc Gold Medalist from Geetham University. And later on, I did my MBA from NIBM, Chennai. And I'm doing my PhD from Andhra University right now. And fortunately, I stood as University 4th topper in my pre-PhD. And I'm about to submit my thesis very shortly. In this aspect, Thanks to my parents and thanks to God and thanks to my well-wishers and friends. Coming to my professional exposure, recently by June 6th, I have completed my 17 years of experience into corporate relations, placements, campus hiring, branding, PR, talent management, and training and development. And before joining with Geeklearn, I was with IIM Udaipur. And before IIM Udaipur, I was with IIT DM Kurnool. I was in central government operations for 3 years. This is my team, HR consulting. The team is seems to be a bit less. All these 8 people are handling 37 clients, where we have started another source of revenue, another source of branding, another source of corporate relations with top-notch MNCs in the market, pan-India level. Thanks to my team. And now, by this time you might have understood what is our vision and what is our mission. Vision is nothing but helping the people in recruitment sector, simply. But coming to mission, there are so many challenges, so many competitors, so many hurdles, so many fallacies, so many obstacles. So where we are standing, still Geeklearn is standing very much equilibriumly and more balanced because of 3 things. One is most dedicated trainers, most unique curriculum, and most unique, end of the day, ultimate delivery. We are making us more differentiate from our competitors, and we are standing and we are growing day by day. Otherwise, we could not able to start our operations similarly post-COVID in Singapore. And we have received, as our founders have said, we are receiving multiple live projects from different countries. And at a time, Geeklearn was the only organization which has run boot camps for more than 13 countries globally. We are running the boot camps on data science course in 13 countries, including Qatar and Dubai. And our plans are too high, our dreams are very big, and our efforts are also never compromising. Thank you so much once again for each and every team. Now, coming to the last 2 slides, and which are more important for you people. What are our long-term plans and what are our objectives? See, we are assuring and we are assisting our learners that 100% of placements are ensured or even confirmed or even promised. Yes. But at the same time, what sort of placements you are going to receive and what sort of placements are available in the market? What sort of clients are really actively hiring the data science people? And there are different type of domains, as our chief guest said, sales, retail, healthcare, pharma, supply chain management, logistics, exports and imports, different type of domains, in which sector the real quantity of jobs are available and how to hit them, how to train for the respective interviews, who will be there for training us properly, what are our merits and what are our demerits, how can you improve our merits and how can you overcome our demerits. These all things are currently our challenges and even where we are focusing and where we are resolving, where we are growing day by day. The last slide, a very important slide for today's learners. We are well equipped with very good trainers. We are well equipped with very good curriculum. So many of you might have not known that even our curriculum has been designed by Indian Institute of Science professors and even the industry experts like Dell, Deloitte, Ulu, Uberbike, and GlaxoSmithKline. These type of industry experts have been designed our course curriculum. And our course curriculum designing itself has taken more than 11 months. That sort of uncomparable and exemplary curriculum what we have today. And the people who got trained by this curriculum, they are suitable for any sort of sector, any sort of company, for any sort of opening. Fine, we have very good curriculum, we have very good trainers, we have very good strong system to deliver it on time. But how much extent the learners are really being upskilled? How many learners are really serious? How many learners are really contributing their blood and flesh to learn something very unique and very important? And how many learners are really successful by the time of course completion? These are our challenges. So out of our experience, even I have been with Geeklearn since 7 months. In my experience, I am doing this much dare enough today to inform my learners to be aware of these things so that whatever the challenges we have been facing, that can be, and those can be revoked and those can be overcome, but at least for coming near future. The first and foremost thing, be serious about the course. Somebody has called you and some finance team has been helped you and you enroll for the course and you left it. No. First of all, be very serious about the course and what is the objective and what is your thought process to take up this course. What is data science architect program and how much extent you are suitable to this and how much eminent you are and what is the metal you have inside you. You are the best judge of yourself. How much extent you are suitable and meritorious towards completing this course successfully. Be very much serious, be very much cautious about the program. Coming to the regular and punctual to the classes. The most common complaint which we always hear from our student, unfortunately, that is they are not regular and punctual to the classes. Then what is the reason behind enrolling for this course? And what you are going to get after 1 year or 2 years? And even if we can place you in a proper MNC also, how can you complete your roles and responsibilities? How can you satisfy your technical team members? How can you satisfy your client? And without satisfying these all, how can you get your salary and how can you get your satisfaction? Just question yourself. That's it. Creativity and logical thinking. When I was in IIM Udaipur, whatever the JDs I used to receive from Hindustan Unilever, Johnson & Johnson, Dauber, Asian Paints, because I used to deal with FMCG sector in IIM Udaipur. So whenever the company, even though it's not an IT company, the most two common points in their job description, JD, are the candidate should be logical thinking and the candidate should be creative. Because nowadays, the jobs are not available for the people who are uni-skilled. Companies are expecting multi-skilled people. Once upon a time, C, C++ is a very big language. After that, Java, SAP, .NET, mainframes, Joomla, Drupal, Ruby on Rails, Blue Prism, RPA. Today, data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. So day by day, the technology is growing. Different type of technologies are originating. Then where are you standing in the market? How you are making yourself perfect and how you are making yourself different from others and why the company should offer the jobs to you only. That's it. If you can start thinking this by yourself, this will solve all your problems and all your queries. And it itself only makes you more serious towards reaching your goals and objectives. Last but not least, enhance your merits and overcome your demerits, because I cannot say everyone is perfect, even none of us are perfect. But we have enough time, we have good mentors, we have good curriculum, we have enough time, we have proper team to support, and we have proper circumstances to afford. So why don't we learn it seriously? Why don't we get into more deeper thinkings? Why don't we get into more deeper ideologies? And why don't you compare our capabilities with current market and current competitors? Where we are lagging, where we are failing. That's it. Fortunately, the beauty in our model is 98% of our learners are working professionals. So you know what is the role of communication skills. You know what are the roles of soft skills. You know what is the minimum expectations by the employer when they are giving 6 lakhs package, 7 lakhs package, 10 lakhs package to the unemployed people. You know what all are expected parameters by the companies. Then why don't you make yourself more perfect? That's it. Everything is visible to you. The one and only thing, either unawareness or either negligence. These two only making the people unemployed. India is not at all a poor country. We have lakhs of jobs, we have crores of people. Still, the proportion is not balancing just because of these two reasons, either unawareness or either negligence. But my sincere request, being a HR team and on behalf of Geeklearn, our learners should not be lazy, our learners should not be passive, our learners should not be irregular to the classes. And we never expect any sort of our learners take things light. It's our humble request to all the learners, and this is the main, major, primary, foremost reason behind this event is we would like to request our learners to be regular, punctual to the classes, get maximum knowledge from the mentors, follow up the classes, follow the curriculum module by module, make yourself perfect in a dress code, personality development, speaking skills, public speaking, teamwork, team leading, everything, and be good at minimum coding skills, deliver your best, improve your expressive skills, and be successful. That is the only motto and that is the only objective which Geeklearn is expecting from our learners. Thank you one and all for your patience listening and active participation today. Last but not least, thank you so much, Matangi ma'am. Thanks for accepting my invitation in very short notice, and we are really privileged to have you here. And being a part of our Campus Connect activities, I'm visiting on 20th to Claret College for a campus drive. Ms. Pramila is in touch with us. So we are traveling pan-India for all the IITs and IIMs to have an association with Geeklearn. So we are growing bigger. Thank you once again for being a part of Geeklearn family. A hearty welcome to everyone. Thank you. Thanks for this opportunity.
Thank you, Sudhakar sir. Now I would request CEO sir to felicitate Matangi ma'am. All of you. The next program will be followed by lunch, and we have 1 hour break for lunch, 1:30 to 2:30, and we are expecting all the trainers, learners, and Geeklearn staff to come back and to address and even meet with your respective learners, clarify their doubts, and be with them. And the sessions will be like 1 hour for finance team and 1 hour for sales team, 1 hour for trainers, and 1 hour for placements. And we will be winding up the session by 5:45 or 6 o'clock. Thank you so much. Thanks for your patience. Please go for lunch. Thank you. The day when I connected with her, the same day evening, sir was talking about you. Oh. So when he sent me the mail, no, the same logo of